Hey, 8th grade Bible. Hope you guys are doing well. It is Wednesday here for us. There's not going to be a video tomorrow because you're going to do the World of Ideas reading discussion questions over this last unit. You can check the directions tomorrow. The assignment will be up and you can follow those directions to turn in those questions over the history unit. Just to kind of review and make sure you grasp that last unit of how do we as Christians view history through a Christian worldview, through the lenses of Jesus Christ. But today you're going to wrap it up, and it's just a little short reading. It's conclusion. It's going to really shortly summarize everything that was written in that book during this unit. But I want you to do something to close out this unit even before you do the questions. Now, if you remember, back at the very beginning of the year, there's Winnie, look. There she is, there's my dog. Back at the beginning of the year, I had you guys write out your testimonies. I had you write out almost a history of your own life, where you thought and you sat down and I gave you time in class and how has the Lord been at work in my life up to that point? And that was at the beginning of 8th grade Bible. And I told you guys, I said, hang on to those. Go back and read them when you doubt that God has a purpose in your plan for your life, as we talked about Monday. When you doubt that God is present with you today, right now, as he was yesterday and as he will be tomorrow, because God is unchanging. I told you, hold on to those. Go back and read through those when you doubt those things. In times of fear, in times of anxiousness, in times of feeling purposeless, it's good to speak truth and remind ourselves of how God has been faithful to us in the past. God's faithfulness in the past propels us to continue to trust him in the future. So what I want you guys to do today is I want you just to think about this year, okay? So you wrote your testimony up to the beginning of 8th grade, right? And how the Lord saved you or didn't or hasn't yet. And you talked about that in that writing. Now I want you to talk about how have you grown in the Lord, if you're a Christian, how have you grown in the Lord just this year, your 8th grade year? Were there some trials that you had to go through? Maybe some pains? Was it a great year and the Lord just filled you with an abundance of joy and peace? Was it a little bit of both? Is there something that sticks out in your mind where you felt like you doubted him, but he came through and reminded you of his faithfulness? Or maybe you felt he was very faithful to you at the beginning of the year, but right now you're just really struggling. I want you to reflect on what the Lord has done in your life this year, okay? Now, it's going to be turned in a little differently, okay? I'm going to have you email these to me because some of you might want to put something in that, in these things that maybe you don't want all your classmates to see, and I understand that, completely get that. So you are going to email those stories to me instead. Now, if you're a non-Christian, a little different, right? You're probably not going to write about the Lord's faithfulness to you, or maybe how you grew in the Lord because you're not united with him in Christ Jesus. I want you to talk about this year, maybe some more doubts that came up, or maybe some things that you doubted but now you're a little more sure of. Did the Lord draw you closer to salvation? And if so, what are some questions or some things you're struggling with that may be keeping you from making that last gap close? Or, have you fallen farther away from the Lord and why? I want you to process and think over the history of this last year, your 8th grade year, you're about to go into your freshman year. How has the Lord shaped your life this year, for better or for worse? I want you to be honest. I want you to talk about it, okay? Again, no video tomorrow. You're just going to do the reading discussion questions. You'll really have Thursday and Friday to do those. Actually, no, I take that back. No, they're going to be due on Thursday because there's no video. They really shouldn't take it that long. All the answers will be in your reading as always. Hey, love you guys, miss you guys. If you got a prayer request, put it in the wall, email it to me. I'd love to keep praying for you during this time. I'll see you later.